Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Savvy Sips, and my mission is to bring the world of wine to millennials and Gen Z. Sparkling wine is an international cultural phenomenon as the symbol of celebration. Since I think every day is worthy of a celebration, let's pop some champagne and learn about it. Champagne is undeniably the best known sparkling wine on earth. However, all the champagne that we drink can only come from one place, Champagne, France. Champagne, France is 34,300 hectares or 132 square miles and has about 2% of France's entire population. Champagne is best known for its rolling hills made out of limestone, which is where the grapes are primarily grown. Champagne, France is also a protected area, and if you watched my Wine 101 video, you will recall that this is called an Appellation d'origine contrôlée, or AOC. Therefore, only wines from Champagne, France can be labeled as true champagne. Champagne is commonly made from three types of grapes: Pinot Noir, which is a red grape, Pinot Meunier, which is also a red grape, and Chardonnay, which is a white grape. Sometimes, champagne will be labeled as Blanc de Noirs or Blanc de Blanc. Blanc de Noirs literally means white of black, and this is when champagne is made with Pinot Noir and or Pinot Meunier, which are all red grapes. And only the juice is used, meaning that there is no skin contact, which keeps the wine a white color. Blanc de Blanc literally means white of white, and this is when champagne is made with Chardonnay grapes. Most champagne is not vintaged, meaning the wine is a blend of years. However, the best years in champagne is vintaged and are highly prized wines, fetching a hefty dollar. Champagne is created with a method called méthode champenoise. Excuse my French. In this method, there are two fermentations that occur. The first fermentation occurs like still wine, just fermenting in a large quantity. Then, the second fermentation finishes inside the sealed bottle, causing pressure to build up, and the carbon dioxide that the yeast produce becomes the bubbles. After second fermentation, a process known as disgorgement occurs. Disgorgement is when the bottles are flipped over so that the sediment settles at the top, and is freezed to then remove the sediment, which is called the lees. Then the bottle is flipped back over, and this frozen sediment at the top is removed. When the lees is removed, the yeast is also removed, and fermentation will not continue. After this, the wine is corked and is ready for us to enjoy. Keep an eye out for the champagne method being used on non-champagne wines, as wineries across the world will use this traditional method to make their own sparkling wines. Cava is Spain's version of a sparkling wine. Cava is mostly produced in Penedès, Spain, and is made from either Macabeo, Xarel·lo, and or Parellada grapes. Cava is produced with méthode champenoise, or traditional method, as well. Therefore, Cava is a cheaper option than champagne with a similar carbonation style. Try bringing Cava to your next celebration. I promise no one will notice it's not champagne. Prosecco is another type of sparkling wine, this time coming from Italy. Prosecco can only be made in Italy, and most Prosecco comes from the Veneto and the Friuli Venezia Giulia regions. Prosecco, as compared to champagne, is known for having larger bubbles and less pressure inside the bottle. That is because Prosecco is made using the Charmat method. Instead of undergoing a second fermentation inside the bottle like champagne, Prosecco undergoes a second fermentation in a larger sealed-off tank. Another wine that uses the Charmat method is Lambrusco, also produced in Italy. Personally, I find Lambrusco wines fascinating because they are different from any other wine. They are sparkling red wines. During first fermentation, the wine sits with grape skins, making the wine red. Then undergoes a second fermentation for the bubbles. I highly recommend Lambrusco for Christmas dinners, or if you want to try a wine that is truly exciting and different. Additionally, sparkling wines will tell you how dry or sweet they are. Pretty nifty, if you ask me. Brut nature is 0 to 3 grams per liter of residual sugar. Extra brut is 0 to 6 grams per liter residual sugar. Brut can be 0 to 12 grams per liter of residual sugar. Extra dry is between 12 to 17 grams per liter residual sugar. Dry is between 17 to 32 grams per liter residual sugar. Demi-sec is between 32 and 50 grams per liter of residual sugar. And lastly, dough is 50 or more grams per liter of residual sugar. If a wine is not one of these four, it will simply be labeled sparkling wine, as that is the generic term for all the wines we talked about today. Even if it is a sparkling wine, it can be labeled that it is produced with the méthode champenoise or Charmat method. However, even sparkling wines will usually follow the same sweetness scale, so you can choose one that you would like. I hope you enjoyed exploring sparkling wines with me today and learned a thing or two. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time for Fortified Wines.